If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. And don't forget to hit the like button and comment down below.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna discuss about this fantastic individual, right? He's so fast and creative and enthusiastic. You know, most times they compare him to Messi. Okay, because of the way he plays football. Understand? So the way he controls the game and everything. You understand? So even when he was in Italy, Italian media, they used to refer to him as a Egyptian Messi. Do you understand? So at the moment he's playing for Liverpool. He helped them to win the Champions League and Premier League. Liverpool have not won the Premier League since Premier League started, though they won the league severally when it was English League. You understand? So, but since it's gone to Premier League, they have not won it, and this individual helped them to win the league. You understand? So, score so many goals for fun. And what intrigued me a lot about him, why I like him so much, is that he plays with fun. He always smiles on his face. You understand? You know what I'm talking about, isn't it?
Mohamed Salah.
Mohamed Salah, yeah. That's all I'm talking about.
He was born on 15th of June 1992 in Nagreg Boussiang in Egypt. And did you know that Salah is the third fastest player in Liverpool FC history to score 100 goals in 159 appearances for them, after, I think,
it should be
Jack Parkinson.
Jack Parkinson, isn't it?
Yeah, and Jack Parkinson scored 100 goals in 153 appearances. And Roger Hunt, for the whole time in Liverpool FC history, he's the fastest player to score 100 goals in 144 appearances.
Okay, and Salah is the third.
Out of all of them.
That's phenomenal. It's so. Why I like him so quick, he's so fast. You know, most times when you see him play, you understand, I know when he plays for Liverpool, he plays at the right, isn't he? It depends on the formation Liverpool will play. So he mostly plays at the right wing, and he just take off one a pass, and most times they keep on changing their positions and everything. So he's so quick. You know, back in Egypt when he was young, you understand? He quoted that when he was 14 years old, okay, that he used to have a one-to-one training with his coach whenever they finish training. You understand? It's just to show you the hunger and how he wants to, because he really wants to be a footballer. Do you understand what I mean? So he had one-to-one training with the coach, and for him to go to training, it takes him 4.5 hours to get to the training ground where he's playing, and 4.5 hours to come back. That's all about 9 hours altogether. It takes him a day to go to training. That's that must be something.
That's a lot of commitment.
It's a lot of commitment. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man.
And also, he quoted that he had to change 4 he had to have 4 transports just to get to training as well. 4 transports for going there, and then another 4 to come in.
Change 4 transport. You know what I mean? So, you know, mostly in Africa is a little bit different compared to Western world here or something. So most people, they live in the village. Some people, they live in the rural areas whereby transport is hard. You know what I mean? So you have to sometimes take a bus. From there you change if they have to take a train and to get to that place and all that. That's a lot of commitment for him to even to get there every day, just to to come to training and going and coming back.
It's a lot of commitment.
A lot. I mean, yeah. So when he has featured in so many of Egyptian league, he played. He played in MOKAWLOON.
It was I think it was Al MOKAWLOON.
Oh, MOKAWLOON.
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry, I always miss. Anytime I'm speaking, I always miss it. So he played for that league in Egypt there before. Then Basel,
Mhm.
they scouted him. They scouted him there from there.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
think Basel arranged a friendly match against Egypt under 23 just to watch Salah play
Yeah.
because they scouted him, but they wanted to see how he played in a real match against their team. And in that match, the Egyptians they won 4-3. But Salah came in the second half and he scored 2 goals, scoring the winner of the game.
Mm.
So after the match, Basel invited him. Basel invited him to play for them for a week, and then they signed him after that for training.
Yeah. So they arrange a training just to watch him
Mhm.
properly, how if he can fit in their own team, isn't it? So after that 1 week, then they sign him as well. Okay, that's where he started playing professional game in Basel, in Switzerland. You know, so but at the beginning of his career in Basel,
Mhm.
he really struggled. You know.
Yeah, he did. I think it was the cultural differences between them, maybe.
Yeah.
And also because he didn't used to live there before, because he had to move to just go to training for them as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the culture. You know, mostly he's Muslim, right? And two, he wasn't really fluent in English.
Mhm.
Okay, and being young as well, coming from Africa, his family is not there.
And also apparently he was a slow developer as well.
Hmm. You know, the family is not there, so because of that, he looks like as if maybe he struggled a little bit at the
Mhm.
beginning.
And he didn't know what to do.
Didn't know what
Mhm.
to do, but because of that time, he used to take him 4.5 hours from home to go to training ground.
Mhm. Maybe that thing he was like, no, I don't want to do that anymore.
That was a learning curve, you know, for him,
Mhm.
isn't it? He used that thinking about that. No, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to go back to Africa.
Mhm.
I don't want to go back to Egypt. So because of that, it gives him that motivation that he said that he has to succeed, isn't it? He has to do anything just for him to succeed in that, and he changed his mentality, changed everything about him, and
Yeah, it did.
that's how he became. He started playing
Mhm.
big time and become the best player. They voted him the best player, isn't he?
Yeah, the best player in Basel,
Yeah.
the best footballer in Basel. Mhm.
And there was a time they played against Chelsea,
Yeah, I think it was when they
the Champions
when
League.
they beat Chelsea in the Champions League that
1-0.
yeah, he was the one who scored the winner. I
He
think.
scored the winner, and he's mesmerized Chelsea
A lot.
a lot. Yeah, I watched that game.
And it
you
was
know?
and it was just after that match that they made him the best. Yeah, the Basel footballer of the year.
Of the year, that year he won the Basel Football of the Year. But that game against Chelsea, you understand? You know, most times when players they're playing, you know, they're scouts watching as well. You understand? They play Chelsea both home and away. But the last one they beat Chelsea 1-0. He was like the man of the match. He took over. He's like take control of that game. Do you understand? So after that, Chelsea make inquiries about him,
Mhm.
and Chelsea they bought him.
Yeah.
Do you understand? They brought him to Stamford Bridge. You know. So but at Chelsea, when they came to Chelsea, now Chelsea is not Basel.
No, it isn't.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Chelsea is not Basel.
It was back then. It was a very big club.
Chelsea-
It still is, but it was way bigger back then.
Chelsea was like that period. Chelsea was bubbling. Chelsea
Mhm.
was like they were winning trophies for fun.
Mhm. Because of their players and
You
their
understand?
manager.
So they bought him, you know, and Mourinho was in charge that period. I think when they brought him to Chelsea. You understand? So yeah, but he coming to Chelsea, he thought that he's gonna play,
A lot, yeah.
but he didn't.
Because since they already had like world class players in their team already, it was a low chance that he could play a lot in that team as well. But still, some fans they're blaming Jose Mourinho for selling him to I think Fiorentina to loan, isn't it?
Yeah, he went.
Yeah,
He saw them. First of all, he went on loan to Florentina.
Yeah.
Understand that from Florentina.
18-month loan.
18-month loan. From there, then he played just half of the season. Then he said that they wanted to make it permanent, but he refused. He said he's not going to play for Florentina. Then he went to Roma on loan. Understand? I think for 5 million euros.
5 million euros.
So he went to Roma. So after that, then Roma they bought him permanently for 50 million euros. So, but before that in Chelsea, there, like you said, there were a lot of world-class players. So, but
also, the media in Egypt. I think you were trying to say that the media in Egypt, they must have been putting a lot of pressure on him, because since he must have been like a hero to them, because he's playing in a big club and he came from Egypt and a place in a low standard place in Africa, isn't it? So since he was like the star in Egypt, everybody was looking up to him to play for that team. But since Mourinho sent him to Fiorentina and then he went to Roma, they thought he was a Chelsea flop.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, even when he was in Chelsea, they would the media already in Egypt, they start writing a lot because he wasn't playing. Understand? So they were putting a lot of pressure on him. You understand, for him to play all the time. But they forget that in Chelsea has a lot of world-class players.
They weren't really thinking; they were just thinking about what they wanted for him.
Yeah, because he's representing their country, isn't he? He's representing their country. So Chelsea has a lot of world-class players already, and him, because of that pressure and everything, you understand, he didn't want a situation whereby he just have to stay on the bench. That was when he instigated the move that he wants to leave. Understand? So moving, and Chelsea didn't want a situation where to sell him. They want to put him on loan, and they didn't want to send him to any Premier League loan. They send him out. They send him to Italy, to Florentina. So that's when he started. Do you understand? So when he went to Florentina, then he started playing, has a lot of game time, and start enjoying his games again. You understand what I mean? So you said something about the Chelsea fans. They're blaming Mourinho. Yeah, but most of them didn't know that it was Salah that requested that he wants to leave. It wasn't Mourinho. They didn't.
They thought it was Mourinho who said that they.
No, it wasn't Mourinho. Players, for example, most of the players when they come into a team, you understand. Some of them they are okay just to take the salary. Whenever they play. Some of them that have characters, they believe that they are better than they are better than staying on the bench, like Kevin De Bruyne, Lukaku, all of them. They all left because they want to play. You understand? So that's what happened to Salah. Salah said he want to play. That's why he left. Do you understand? But Chelsea has a lot of players, and they didn't miss him at that. They didn't miss him that time, you know. So he went to Florentina, played, and then went to Roma. From Roma, then that's why he started like
the pressure wasn't
goals,
you
know.
The pressure wasn't there. It wasn't there as it was in England, because England the press is mad. It's a lot. Yeah, and he even quoted that when he was in Roma, he built a practice field to improve his scoring ability. Since he was scoring a lot of goals in Roma, and he was starting to make himself known there. But he wanted to come back to England to prove himself, because Egyptians, they were still calling him the Chelsea flop, and he wanted to he wanted to prove himself. He wanted to prove them wrong, and that was how he came to. Liverpool benefited from that because he was full of anger and hunger from all of that, and his matureness and he was angry, and he wanted to pay them back for that. So he sold all of that through football, through Liverpool as well.
Yeah, in Roma, because you said that the press, yeah, you can't compare English press and Italian press. Italian press, they are, when they remember you as well, they will hunt you down, But England, they can't. English press are very, very. I don't know, man.
They will try to find everything
about you. You understand me? They will just hunt you. They will write anything they want to write about you. You understand? But the pressure back home from Egypt. You understand the way they were like. Now they start like, doubting his ability in football. You understand? Calling him flop and everything. So he really want to show them that he wasn't, because back then in Chelsea, people don't see it that way. There's a lot of players, good players in Chelsea, and him just coming from Basel League, Switzerland. Do you understand? You can't compare Switzerland to Swiss League to English League. Premier League is very, very hard. It's strong. Forget about the way people are looking at it. It's very, very, very strong. You must have to be very strong for you, like mentally strong, physically, in order for you to adapt easily.
Yeah.
You understand? It takes some players sometimes 2 seasons, sometimes one and a half, sometimes one season, in order for them to adapt. Understand? Some of them lucky, once they falling in here, they just like start running immediately.
There's a gelling
and immediately I start playing. So for Salah, Mourinho was like, they didn't want to jump. They didn't want to just throw him straight away. Understand? He was just giving him a little bit of time in order for him to adjust. But because of the pressure coming, understand, he couldn't stand.
Maybe if he didn't have that pressure back then, maybe he would have still been in the Premier League the whole time.
Yeah, he could have still been in Chelsea. I could have developed more. I have his time.
And became a very better player, because if he did stay and he didn't have all of that pressure, he would have been like free, And there's loads of other players there to make him better as well, because it's like sometimes when you're around very good players, it gives off a vibe where you get better from them as well.
Yeah, it makes you better, isn't it?
Like a competitiveness as well.
Yeah. So, but in Roma, they got good team as well. They got good players, but over there wasn't much pressure, so he was free to express himself. He has that freeness in order for him to excel and progress. Even for him to even like build the football pitch where he practice and everything, he has opportunity to do that. Do you understand? So over there wasn't. It's not like they have world class players, but you can't compare it to Chelsea. You understand what I mean? So there, he start flourishing and start enjoying his game and smiling and start scoring goals. You understand what I mean? So against Liverpool, they make inquiries. You understand? So they bought him with that mentality he got, that he wants to prove, especially. It's not proven, it's not Chelsea players or fans. It's people back home in Egypt that you want to tell them that no, I was not a flop. You understand? Then he came back with hunger.
Yeah.
Like you said, in order to show them that I'm still Salah. You understand what I mean? So and Liverpool, they are benefiting now, and that's why Chelsea fans, they were angry, and they forgot that it over 1 year and something he was in Italy. You can't compare it to 6 months, right? He was matured. He used that learning curve and everything. Nobody was watching. Yeah, that's what really happened during that period.
His parents must have been like really proud of him to do all of this stuff,
Yeah, he's. They call Liverpool. They call him the Egyptian
king,
the Egyptian king or something. You understand? So he's the Egyptian king of Liverpool. You know what I mean? So him himself as well, he's enjoying it. And why I like him as well is like he
always smiles when it. And also, I saw on the internet that he has, every time that he scored against one of his former teams, he's never celebrated against them.
Yeah, personality-wise, he's very humble. There was I learned that was the time back home in Egypt. You understand? A thief came into the house anyway to steal, and along the line they caught the thief. Understand? So the dad, they wanted to take him to court. The thief, they wanted to prosecute him or something. Understand? Salah said no. He told him no. He gave him money.
Thief.
He gave the thief money and even tried to find a job for him. You understand? So he's like you said, he's not celebrated. He's a very humble individual, and he's a lovely guy. You understand? So if you see how he's always smiling.
Yeah. He makes other people smile as
everything. Well. So, and even in Egypt, there was a time the government, they have issues. You understand? So he gave them 300,000. The money, 300,000 pounds. To support them. So he's a very very good individual. You understand? So I don't know. He's a really, really, really very good guy.
Yeah, he is.
But
what can people learn from his journey and what he did?
The journey took for him to leave home. Most times, most people they always like to stay in their comfort zone, where they are okay, comfortable. They don't want to move. Okay, if you watch most of African and Americans, especially Northern American and South Americans, they always move. Every time they move to come to Europe, they leave their families and all that to come to Europe to look for a better life and all that. So, for example, as we're talking about him, he's a footballer, right? So the journey, if you check out the journey, even the sacrifices that he made. For example, 4.5 hours going to training ground, 4.5 hours to come back home. Yeah, that's a lot of journey every day, and he has to change 4 transports to go and 4 transports.
And
that
must have been a lot of money as well.
A lot of time. He must be tired, isn't he, to come back home, because of the love he has for football and the love what he wants to for his family as well. In order to you don't want the family to be poor. He want to achieve as well, and he has a lot of people looking up to him and understand. So he came over. Okay, from Basel, he struggled. Okay, at the beginning, along the line, he flourished because of what? Attitude and sacrifices that he made. You understand? So from there, he came to Chelsea. At the beginning, the same thing. You see that everything, all the stuff, the journey is the same. Okay, at the beginning, it's all those obstacles, isn't it? Right? But you have to find a way in order for you to succeed. Do you understand? He find a way. He went move on loan. What happens? There, he has to do what? Start afresh again. Do you understand? Build up yourself to what he wants.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? Then
it's like sometimes in life you might have to go down below your expectancy in order to gain more experience to come back for even more and better than before as well.
Yeah, that's what he did. He went to Roma and Florentina. Though he was already, most people would say, why are you leaving Chelsea? Do you understand? What he said, you have to go down in order for you to come up. He went to Florentina. From there, then he came up. Now, with the experience that he had, that's what is happening now in Liverpool. Liverpool, they benefited from all this journey and everything, because now he's a matured man.
Yeah, because he had more experience, because he came from Switzerland, from Basel, isn't it, to Chelsea just like that. Because the Swiss league is way different than the Premier League as well. So it would have been it's like they're different. And just going up there like that is, you need to go from small.
Yeah, but he did understand. So at the long run, Liverpool are enjoying, they're benefiting from all those experiences that he had. Understand? So if you watch him, he hardly had injuries. He has injuries, isn't he? So the only injury I can recall that he had when
the Champions League
isn't
when
it? Ramos hurt him. You understand? By the shoulder, isn't it? But he's because of the experiences that he had, he knows how to like handle.
He knows how to handle himself.
He knows what he wants. He knows what you want to achieve, and everything.
And he doesn't really. I haven't seen him do that much flair. He just uses He's just simple, isn't it?
Yeah, his ability. He just
plays simple.
Plays it simple and score his goals, and I enjoy himself, and he's enjoying his game, and good luck to him. And most people what will I'll just say is that most of us most times, if even at the workplace, it's not only about football. At workplace, sometimes you can finish school, you're looking for a job, right? You might not find that job that you're looking for immediately. Do you understand? You might have to go somewhere, go down. You have to start from somewhere.
But not from that high
place. You press yourself when you start from somewhere.
You need experience.
Experience. Then from there, what happens?
You know what to do.
They grab up. Understand? From there, you start going up. You know what I mean? So most people, you can learn from there as well. Sometimes there are struggles and everything. You just need to stay out somewhere as well. Think, reflect. To move on. You understand?
Yeah.
That's all. That's the only thing I would say to you, that I might learn from his journey.
Yeah.
And as well, so he's enjoying his game.
Good luck to him.
Good luck to you.